Hello everybody and welcome back to another video, and today this is a special video. I never made one of these videos before, but I guess I'm gonna be explaining Scream 5 and Scream 6 all together in this one video. Sorry if I hit the mic there. Anyways, so we're gonna start with Scream 5, go to Scream 6, and then maybe another video when Scream 7 comes out, which that movie might be goofy.
What the hell?
Anyways, let's start off. Let's just get into this video. So the movie starts off with a phone call, like all the other movies, and she doesn't pick it up. Smart. And then she starts texting her friend Amber. And by the way, she says that mom's out of town again. You should come over here for dinner. And that seems a little suspicious. And then the phone rings again. Great. And then she finally picks it up.
Hello?
And then, as said, Charlie called. But then Charlie starts to get suspicious.
Would you like to play a game?
Then she locks her doors. Like that's gonna do anything. And then... oh, there's the phone again. And then it turns out that Amber is not Amber. And then sends a video of Amber combing her hair. And then, like in the first movie, they play a game, which I'm not going to explain all of that. They play the game just like the first movie. Mostly, but of course, she gets the warm-up question right, and then she answers a couple more questions, gets the last question wrong, and then tries to get Amber, try not to die, and runs out the door, and then definitely didn't see that coming. But then Ghostface doesn't come in, and what confuses me is that how does he have access to the, unlocking house thing? Like, how is he doing that? It just, it doesn't make sense. But then Ghostface makes it in the house. And then she gets thrown on the ground. Ghostface breaks her leg, and then the police arrive after that.
Title car!
I just want to use that dead meat. Then we get introduced to Sam, Tara's sister, and she's popping some pills. What kind of pills are there?
Your boner pills.
Oh, it's just medication. Okay, never mind. And then Sam's boyfriend comes out and starts talking. Then they get a call. And of course, she doesn't answer it. And then one of her friends called, the same person that called. She picks up again because it's important. And it turns out that Tara's in the hospital, but she's doing fine. Yay, she's only 20 and her birthday month is the same as my month. And then Sam wants to go see Tara at the hospital, but then Richie wants to come with her. And yeah, that seems a little suspicious. And then we get introduced to the friend group. Wait. Is that the guy from Goosebumps? What the f***, man? What is he doing in this movie? And there's this really creepy dude staring at them. Really creepy. But, Chad's got this, right? You got this, Chad.
Introduce him to Hobbs and Shaw.
Yeah, Chad. But doesn't really play out on Friday the 13th.
Action up!
And as you can see, that didn't work out for the Chads that much. They just got ran over. Then the guy from Goosebumps gets a text from Tara saying that she woke up, and then they go to the hospital. And then they all get there. They're all in the same room now. But then, some reason, Richie and Amber have I don't know, it's weird conversation.
Richie.
Hi.
Seems a little off. But then Tara wants everyone out of the room, except for Sam. And then they don't talk about anything. Only Tara cries and says, I was scared. And then it skips to a bar. And then they were talking about Sam and Tara, as a sister. But Chad thinks she's cool because...
Sam is so cool.
What was that reason, Chad?
You only say that because she let you wear Pokemon onesies to bed for a year.
That's true.
And then that creepy dude comes out again from that outside scene.
You want a real drink?
And then he pulls out a knife. Then the bartender says, "Get off here or I'm calling the cops." And then the guy just runs off, Then we cut to the creepy dude peeing on the wall. Wow, great. And then his car turns on and plays some music. Wait, where do I know that music from? Then he turns off his keys and then he dead. We cut to Tara and Sam sleeping, and Tara wakes up and it seems like Richie's watching Stab just to catch up of this stuff. I don't know why he would be watching Stab in this situation. Just don't watch the movies. Just so see you look suspicious. Anyways, let's get back to the movie. Sam starts taking her pills.
How you doing, Sam?
Wait, Billy Loomis is in this movie? I was not expecting that, and also that doesn't make any sense, but I'll explain it later. She gets another call. And of course, it's Amber for like the second time, like at the start with the text messages. She's definitely suspicious. Guess who showed up for the third time? They have this little battle, but the dumb thing about this battle is how can no one hear her screaming in this room? And then she goes out the door and there's a police officer. Like, that don't make any sense. The police officer goes to check the room. Wait, he's gone? It was a ghost! I'm gonna cut that out. And this is the part that I explained that the Billy Loomis thing, how it makes sense, is Sam and Tara have a conversation about their dad, which is actually their, like, not their actual dad. Their actual dad is Billy Loomis. So Tara and Sam, their dad is Billy Loomis. And also their mother is Sydney, which it kind of doesn't make sense because I don't think Sam ever seen Billy Loomis, so I don't know how she is getting visions of him, sort of visions of him. I just don't really make sense, but I don't know if it makes sense for you guys. After the conversation, Tara says, "Get out." So Sam does get out. And of course, Richie was not listening to the conversation.
You listening at the door?
No, of course not. Okay, yeah, I was listening.
They go get some help at someone's house, and that turns out to be Dewey, which he's been stabbed in a lot of movies. If you ever think about it, he's been stabbed in like Scream 1. He's been stabbed in Scream 2 a lot. And I don't remember if he got stabbed in Scream 3. Maybe he did. I don't remember. Or Scream 4. I don't remember. Richie and Sam are at the door and they want help from Dewey. And the only way they get help is from one single reason.
Give me one good reason why I should talk to you.
I'm Billy Loomis's daughter.
That's a terrible reason for me to talk to you.
Yes, that is a bad reason, but Dewey lets them in for like 5 minutes. And they talk about that Ghostface is back, and then Dewey has 3 rules, and those 3 rules are:
Never trust the love interest. The killer's motive is always connected to something in the past. The first victim always has a friend group that the killer is a part of.
they ask Dewey for help.
Jesus. Yeah, he's way more fun in the movies.
Great. After that scene, Dewey texts Gail, which they never chat in a long time, for like a very long time. Years from now. I don't know how long. But Dewey just warns her that Ghostface is back. And we'll see that play out later on in the movie. Dewey then rethinks his decision of saying no, so I guess he goes back and helps them out in their little, I guess, story mission thing. They go in the house and they have this little group meeting thing, and they talk about how who may be the killer. and they think it is Sam because she is related to Billy Loomis, so that makes her a suspect, which sort of makes sense, but also, the main character being the killer would be a big twist in the movie. I don't think they would do that yet. They also have a conversation about whoever the killer is. They're trying to make a recall from Scream 1. They're trying to make the same movie again, just remade. Which this movie is sort of like Scream 1. Sort of. Sam storms out because they think that she's the killer because she's related to Billy Loomis. And she gets in her car and drives away. Great. For the second time, Billy Loomis showed up again.
The nerve of that girl, right?
Billy tries to motivate her to go kill people, but that doesn't work out. She almost gets into a car crash. We skip to Judy ordering sushi for the night, and she's about to pick it up, but she hears a noise, and it's a door. But she turns around, and it turns out to be her son with AirPods. The guy from Goosebumps with AirPods. Then the guy from Goosebumps puts down his taser. Never put your taser away. Always keep it with you. In that situation, keep it with you. Don't set it down. Don't set it down. Anyways, Judy gets the sushi from the store, and the guy from Goosebumps goes upstairs and takes a shower. Woo! Shower scene. Judy gets a call from Ghostface, and Ghostface tells her that she's at her house right now with her son, and she quickly drives through traffic because she's a cop, and she runs to the house and gets stabbed. And also, this is in the wide open where it's literally bright outside. How is no one seeing this? Like, it's like no one around, no one's looking out their window. Maybe hearing the screams. I don't know. There's not that much screams, but I don't get it. The guy from Goosebumps starts prepping the plates for sushi, and he goes to like the closet to get stuff, but it builds up this like suspense that Ghostface is gonna pop up, but he really doesn't, and it does it 2 times for the door, the closet, and the fridge, and it feels like he's gonna come out, but he's not until he hears a door open. He goes towards the door and closes it and locks it. Isn't that the front door, by the way, where his mom got killed? How did he not see that out the window? He's like, oh, that's normal. And then he turns around and Ghostface is there, and Ghostface pins him to the door, and he tries to grab his taser, but it doesn't work out. What confuses me too on this one, you can easily get out of this probably if you just move out of the way, because the knife is here. You could go this way, or don't go this way because that's easy to get out of. What are you doing? But anyways, Ghostface kills him, which I think this is like one of the maybe sort of brutal kills, because I don't know what it's about, but like the knife just going through the neck, just like, I don't know, just ugh. The police show up, and then Sam shows up, and Dewey, and then Dewey and Gail's there. Gail's because she's like reporting and stuff, doing her job, and she just came here because she wants to be there and see if Dewey's doing fine. And then Sam, the police officer that was watching Tara, is at the scene, so no one's watching Tara. So Sam gets in her car and drives away with Dewey, and they go, and then we skip to Tara, and she's watching an episode based off Scream. I forgot what the TV show was called, but it's based off Scream, but I don't remember what it was called. So yeah, that's a Easter egg, I guess you could say. Tara hears a noise and she goes to investigate, and it looks like there's a dead cop on the ground, and his gun is gone. So she goes to hide in like a different room, and there's a phone, so she calls like 911 or something. And someone else comes out. She hears someone else outside, and he comes in, and it turns out to be Richie, and he gets hit on the head with the phone. That was a hard hit. I mean, that was a pretty strong hit. But also, what is Richie doing here? And also, he didn't even react to the dead body that's on the ground, unless he didn't see it. Like, he didn't go like, "Oh my God, that's a body right there." He just went and then walked in where Tara was. Just that's a little suspicious. Richie gets stabbed with a knife on his arm, and it turns out to be Ghostface. And yeah, we weren't expecting. Tara rolls away in her wheelchair very slowly, but Richie's phone rings, and it turns out to be Sam, which Ghostface answers, and it turns out that Ghostface says to Sam that pick between Tara or Richie, and she doesn't really pick. She just gets time to get into the hospital, and then Dewey tries to shoot. They do get in the hospital, and Dewey goes for Richie and picks him up, and then Sam goes for Tara and picks her up. And then Dewey gets jumped by Ghostface, but Dewey smacks Ghostface into like a glass cage thing for teddy bears. So they all run to the elevator, but Dewey wants to finish off Ghostface. So he does. He gets to Ghostface, and look, he's coming with the teddy bears, but no, Dewey's gonna die. And he does die. He's been stabbed, I don't know how much times, but I'm probably gonna search it up. Gail is very sad after that scene, and also mad because Dewey died. But it seems like Sydney came back as soon as she heard about the news about Ghostface being back. So she came back, and now Sam and Tara want to get out of this town so they don't have to deal with this stuff. But Tara forgot her like inhaler, so she had to go to technically Stu's house because they're going to the first house in the first movie. So we cut to Stu's house, which I don't know if he's in this movie or not because I heard his voice and I also saw on TikTok, but I didn't know if it was real or not. Here's the clip. He did say cool house. That kind of sounded like Stu, but I'm pretty sure that wasn't him anyways. Amber goes down to get some beers, and then this happens. Oh, that was a close one. Don't want to get demonetized. Probably have already in this video. This scene is very strange too. They go back and forth like which one you think is the killer. But I don't think she.
Because I am. I'm not actually, but let that be a lesson.
We skip to Chad and his girlfriend kissing. I'm not gonna show that part. But anyways, we skip to his Sydney and Gail following Sam and Tara to Stu's house because they put a tracker on their car before they left to go out of town. But they're going to the house now, which that probably brings us to Act 3. Chad gets bored and goes look for his girlfriend, even though he accused of her being the killer a couple of minutes ago. And now you're gonna go look for her. That's a great idea. Chad brings a weapon, which is a great idea. Great thinking there. And he goes outside, and his girlfriend says, "Come find me," and has a location. And she's in the bushes. That doesn't seem suspicious at all. I'll go in the bushes. And Chad gets stabbed. Chad uses the weapon and runs behind the shed. But then Ghostface gets closer and closer, so he throws his phone into the bushes or whatever. and then runs away. Ghostface comes out of the shed, starts stabbing him, and then now he survives at the end. He got stabbed like, oh, he's becoming Dewey now. He's becoming Dewey. And how did that car not see Chad getting stabbed? They're like, oh, that's normal. Or turning. And the lights were on too. Like, anyways, Sam, Tara, and Richie go into the house to get the inhaler because they just got there. So they go in there, and Amber comes up to her and says, "Are you okay?" But Richie crashes the party because they have to. There's too much people, so they like exit the party and stuff.
Hey, thank you for leaving the cup. Thank you.
Now this scene is kind of suspicious. Amber kind of smiles. I don't know if she smiles, but it's kind of what it looks like. We see Mindy kissing her girlfriend, which I'm not showing that scene, but we don't even see her in the next movie. Anyways, Richie goes to look in the fridge for beer, but there's no beer left. So they have this conversation.
Is any beer left? There's none in the kitchen.
Yes, Richie, there's beer in the basement. Right behind you. Basement. Yeah.
Do you want to come with me?
No.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Hey, I know that line. That was from Scream 1. And he turned out to be the killer. I'm not hinting towards that he's the killer at all, right?
He's dead.
That didn't scare me at all. And Liv shows up randomly when she was gone. I promise she's not the killer. You'll see in a second. And she can't find Chad. I wonder why. Maybe because he got stabbed by the shed. Maybe. And somehow no one saw him. I don't know why I'm doing this. Anyways, Liv gets mad and accuses of her being the killer, which is not a good idea if you're the killer, which I told you she's not the killer. But she storms off to go find Chad while Mindy still watches Scream, or technically Stab in this universe. While Mindy's watching Stab, Ghostface shows up behind her, and Mindy turns around and gets stabbed. Sam hears the screams and goes towards it and throws a lamp at Ghostface. And Ghostface runs away very slowly, I would say. He doesn't really run that fast, but anyways, that happens. Sam tries to help her, but she passes out, and Amber comes in and says, "What did you do?" And then Richie comes in and drops all the beers that he was going to get, even though he's been gone for a pretty long time, actually. A long time. And Liv comes in and has blood over her hands. She might be the killer. We'll see in a second. Oh, she's not the killer. Sam and Richie run to the basement to hide, but Richie explains, okay, this is just dumb.
I think the other killer might be Tara.
What?
She's literally in crutches. How is she the killer? She she must be a slow killer then. Jeez. It'll probably be hard to walk in the costume too. When you're wearing the costume, she's probably like. Gail and Cindy show up, and Amber comes outside and pretends that she's not Ghostface and pretend that she's hurt, which Gail and Cindy think it's a trap and shoot her. Which I was wondering what happened if it wasn't a trap. Like, she wasn't Ghostface. They would have just shot like a random witness. Amber shoots Gail, and Amber runs away into the house. While Gail is hurt, Sydney goes in because Gail is wounded. So Sydney goes in, gets a call from Ghostface, and she goes upstairs, talks to him for a little bit, and then goes in this room, and it turns out to be Richie hiding in a closet from Ghostface because he's scared. But then Ghostface jumps out at Sydney, and they fall, and Richie makes a kind of weird comment. Holy shit, it's Ghostface! That's the only time I'm gonna use a bad word in this video. Like, not blink it out or anything. Because it was just funny how he just sat there and didn't help at all. But anyway, Sydney and Ghostface fall to the ground, and finally Richie helps. He tries to help him to get the gun, but Sam picks it up before Richie does. Sam says, "Oh yeah, you got the gun. Oh yeah." But then Richie like holds Sam's shoulder and then just stabs her. Turns out that Richie and Amber are the killer, and Richie had that asthma thing this whole time, so he was lying the whole time. Then Amber and Richie explain why they did this. It's sort of one reason, I'm pretty sure. It's because they want to make a requel of the first movie. They just want to make a remake. That's literally what this movie is. And literally the sixth one is the second one too, which I will be explaining that next video. There's this funny comment that Richie had. it was I'll just play the clip.
Stab movie?
Not really a fan of scary movies.
That checks out. Anyway, it sucked balls.
I forgot to explain a scene with Sam and Tara. Tara got captured when Amber shot Liv. Amber got captured and Sam like untied her and got her out. So I'll explain what happens next because that was important that I forgot to talk. After that scene, Richie tells Amber to go get Tara from the closet, but she's gone because Sam let her out, and they get a phone call. He picks it up and just talks. It's Tara. We know it's Tara because that's the only person in this house that would probably call because she's out from the closet. But Amber comes around the corner and gets hit really hard.
I can't find her!
Amber and Tara get into a fight, but Tara wins. How does she win? That was just kind of unfair. Richie and Sam have a fight in the kitchen, but Richie sort of wins, but Sam just runs off to a different part of the house. Then we skip back to Amber, and Amber wins the fight. Amber runs to the kitchen and they have a fight. Amber, Gail, and Sydney all have a fight, and Gail and Sydney win, and that was actually a painful death. I'm not gonna lie. Sam and Richie are having this like little fight. It's not really a fight, but Sam is hiding and Richie looks in another room and Sam gets the upper hand on Richie. Sam falls over and then she tries to go down the stairs and they both fall down the stairs. Richie grabs his gun while he's on the ground and he's like limping towards Sam, but Sam sees Billy Loomis in the mirror, and Billy Loomis is looking at like a knife on the ground behind the blinds, which I actually don't know how you can see that. It's kind of, you can't really see that. I didn't even see it. I was like, what is he looking at? But anyways, Sam grabs it, and I'm not going to show this kill. I mean, you probably were waiting for this kill to happen, but if you want to see the kill, go watch the movie yourself. It's like a pretty good movie, I would say. But just go watch it yourself. And then, yeah, Richie dies. But we're not done yet because... Oh, now she's dead. Okay. Well, that's mostly the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please like. This took forever to make. It took me a month to edit this because I was on a schedule and I was pretty busy, so I didn't really edit this video, but I tried my hardest. This is the hardest video I ever edited. Okay, hope you guys enjoyed, and this movie came out in 2022. It's called Scream 5. Go watch it yourself. I would recommend it. Probably should have watched it before watching this, but anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. This movie was like an hour and 30 minutes long, and I made it like almost 30 minutes, but hope you enjoyed.